And we are live from the heartland, working right up until showtime. That's why I had the glasses on. Sorry about that. Welcome to the Christian Whistleblower channel, also the home of the Unindoctrinator podcast. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, your host. Tracy Dyer is your moderator extraordinaire, and Cynthia Likens is the brains that makes it all work. We have got a tremendous show for you here today. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be powerful. And I am looking forward to getting it ready to rock and roll. Are we hearing it? Are we hearing it? Are we hearing it? I don't think we're hearing it right. Let me just change this. And I hope you're still hearing it, and you should be hearing it right now and hearing it better, because I had the wrong microphone selected. And folks, I'm telling you, I literally was working right up till showtime, and I really needed more time. But this is something that I've got to do. This is something I got to talk about. And now that James is here, we can start. I'm excited about this, yet I am somewhat apprehensive about this. Only one thumbs down so far. I thought there'd be many, many more. I'm a little disappointed, but hey, we love our trolls, and trolls are people too, although sometimes they're not. Viking Explorer back again. Now that's a great guy right there. Viking Explorer and I disagreed rather significantly on the last program about the nuclear weapons, and we exchanged commentary, and he's back. I love it. That's what you call a researching mind. That's what you call a mind of a real truther, and the mind of someone that has mastered the ability of not being a child and running away when somebody says that they don't like their information. And you're not allowed to spam in the channel. If you have something you want to offer to people, talk to me. We can work out an arrangement for you to do so, or at least be nice enough to ask before you start trying to schlep your stuff. Because if anybody's going to schlep stuff around here, it's going to be me, like the C60 Purple Power. If you're worried about the Zika, the SARS, the PMS, whatever they're calling it this time, you don't have to be. But if you want to be certainly sure to not have to be worried, go to c60purplepower.com. Get your C60. You can use the codes TCW10, and you won't have any worries because it knocks everything out. It's a great, fantastic product. And Maddie McBlack, loyal to the foil. I got the Sam Tripoli tinfoil hat, I Killed Epstein shirt on. Go to tinfoil hat or at samtripoli.com. You can get the shirts too. So the real ET agenda, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a tough one. This is going to be some tough love right here. And we've been working on this for a while. We've been going down this road for a while. So here we go. The real ET agenda. It's not what you think. And we're being played, and we like it. No Despair Bear. I've been on the C60. It helps me with my energy. I'm 42 and I need it. I don't know No Despair Bear. If you're in the situation where it can help you with your libido and other people, but if you're in that situation, you will find a great help with the C60 as well. So the real ET agenda, it's not what you think it is. We're being played, and we like it. I like the olive oil too. It comes in coconut oil as well. So here we go. We're just going to do it. We're just going to get into it, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm here to help you unindoctrinate yourself. But that's a word I throw out. A lot of you think, oh, it's just a catchphrase. But what does unindoctrinate really mean? James is being funny. Does the Purple Power take care of crabs? You can also use the C60 Purple Power topically. Sores, warts, gone. And probably if you had some crabs, don't worry about cooking dinner, honey. I'm coming home with the crabs. If you had that, the oil would smother the crabs. But anyway, ask a silly question, get an even sillier answer. If you want to know what unindoctrinate means, then you have to know what indoctrinate means. And indoctrinate means to teach a person or a group to accept a set of beliefs uncritically. And I didn't really think about that being tied to this particular podcast, but boy, it is tied to the podcast. I don't know, Nancy, if you should put the C60 in your coffee or not. I wonder if the heat of the coffee might mess with the C60. We'll ask Ken, but I don't know if I would do that if I were you. I would just drink it. So to indoctrinate means to teach a person or a group to accept a set of beliefs uncritically. That's what every damn body, except for me on YouTube, is doing. They want you to accept their beliefs because they say so. Thank you, Jermaine. That's very, very nice of you. And we'll come back when we get to the chat room and go through that. They want you to accept what they think and accept what they believe uncritically. Why? Because they say so, because they're on YouTube. To indoctrinate is to teach a person or a group to accept a set of beliefs uncritically. And interestingly enough, the example used in the dictionary is broadcasting is a vehicle for indoctrinating the masses. And yes, it is. So we as unindoctrinators, me as the unindoctrinator, the Christian whistleblower, the best in the world at what I do, the only one in the world at what I do, with apologies to Chris Jericho, who you can go on my homepage here at YouTube and follow, Le Champion of biblical revelation and spiritual interpretation. So here we go. Switch those around, but you know what I'm talking about. We are talking to persons. We are talking to groups and trying to get them not to accept a set of beliefs uncritically. And in a little twist, we're using broadcasting or podcasting to do it. To do it. Yes, we are. So that's what unindoctrinate yourself is. And they don't call it programming for nothing. Great. No Despair Bear is on fire tonight. In fuego for our Spanish listeners. So he said as he took a drink of hot red tea. It's called red tea. They love us so much. Let me count the ways they love us. They love us so much that they bring the secret space program. They love us so much that they're channeling ETs. They love us so much that they're talking about human hybridization. They love us so much that they're talking about off-world slavery and human trafficking. They love us so much that they talk about DNA manipulation at creation. They love us so much that the aliens are here to help us, or they're here to kill us. They love us so much that they tell us all these things. And what do all these things have in common? What does the secret space program, channeling ETs, human hybridization, off-world slavery, human trafficking, DNA manipulation and creation, they're here to help us, they're here to kill us. What do they all have in common? I'll take another drink of this red tea while you ponder that. What do they all have in common? Well, they're all very popular. Those are very, very popular subjects. And they all have fear in common, as Tracy says. They're all widely accepted among you folks. No, not you 43,500 that are subscribed here. Well, maybe some of you, but the other folks that visit. They're widely accepted. They're very, very profitable. Ray says they're lies. I happen to agree with Ray. They're very, very profitable. They make stars out of people. How many people have been made stars out of the secret space program? How many people have been made stars out of channeling ETs? How many people have been made stars out of human hybridization? How many people have been made stars by talking about DNA manipulation in our creation? How many people have been made stars talking about off-world slavery, human trafficking. How many people have been made stars telling us the ETs are here to help us? How many people have been made stars by telling us the ETs are here to kill us? All of these subjects, popular, acceptable, profitable, star makers, contradict basic logic. Jeff, they are a form of religion, and they do contradict basic logic. And we'll go through that as we get into the story. And guess what else? Yokohama Mike, that's the question. Are aliens real? And guess what else, ladies and gentlemen? Every single one of these are unproven. And not just unproven, totally unproven. How do you know there's a secret space program? Oh, well, a dude said it. How do you know dude isn't crazy? Oh, how do you know there's a secret space program? Chick said it. How do you know chick ain't crazy? How do you know that dude or chick are channeling ETs when they could just be crazy? Show me one proof of human hybridization. You can't. Show me proof of off-world slavery and human trafficking. You can't. Show me proof of DNA manipulation at our creation. You can't. Prove they're here. Prove they're here to help us. Prove they're here to kill us. You can't. You can't. I'll let that set in because I know a lot of people don't like it. I know, but I'm saying in the chat room. Stay with me. And we love these things. We freaking love these things. Oh, man, people love the secret space program. They love the people that channel the ETs. They love all of these things. They love them, love them, love them. And everybody knows, Jeff, everybody knows these things are real. Jeff, everybody knows that there's a secret space program. Everybody knows that people channel ETs. Everybody knows they're doing human hybridization, Jeff. Everybody knows they're trafficking slaves off-world. Everybody knows. Everybody knows they manipulated our DNA at creation. Everybody knows they're here to help us, and everybody knows they're here to kill us, which I don't quite get, but they do. And before somebody says it, I guess Wayne did a show today where he channeled ETs. I can't help what Wayne does when he does it. I've been on this track for weeks. Got nothing to do with Wayne. Everybody knows this stuff is real. And I've said it so many times, and I'll say it here again today. When everybody knows, you ought to start taking note. Because when everybody knows, that means nobody does. When everybody knows, that means everybody's fooled. When everybody knows, that's when Mark Twain's words come into full effect. Which ones? The ones that stated, it is easier to fool someone than it is to convince them they've been fooled. And everybody knows these things are real. Why? Because y'all been fooled. And what am I here to do? Convince you that you've been fooled and pull you back from the edge and help you. We talked about Tom Cruise earlier. Show me the money. Ladies and gentlemen, help me. Help me. Help me. Help you. Help me. Help you. So, moving right along. Have you ever thought about this? That if these topics were removed from YouTube, if they took away the secret space program, channeling ETs, human hybridization, off-world slavery, and human trafficking, DNA manipulation and creation, they're here to help us, they're here to kill us. Hard to do in one breath. If they took that all off of YouTube, if they took all those videos off YouTube, YouTube would go out of business. And those things all have fear in common. And it would certainly be the end of the quote-unquote truther movement. It would certainly be the end of the so-called truther movement. Secret space program, channeling ETs, human hybridization, off-world slavery, human trafficking, DNA manipulation. They're here to help us. They're here to kill us. A lot of good stories, a lot of good, interesting people, a lot of great pictures and imageries, lots of good videos, lots of good conference speakers, lots of good books, lots of good blah, 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 blah. But I just have to ask what that great American philosopher from yesteryear said so long ago. This great philosopher from yesteryear spoke these immortal words. So much great looking buns, but Jeff, the hell are you talking about, bro? Well, those of you that believe in these things, those of you that love these things, those of you that are taken by how cool they are and how great the packaging is, those of you that think it's really sexy, can I just refer you to this great American philosopher and have you answer this one question for me?
It certainly is a big bun.
And it's not making any sound. Are you kidding me?
It's a very big fluffy.
It's not making any sound. Are you kidding me?
Some hamburger places give you a lot less beef on a lot
Well,
of
let's
bun.
do this for that. I'll restart it. Doggone it. I just lost all of my thunder. Let's see if this works. Let's stop it. Let's take it all the way back. And let's use this microphone and see if it picks up. Dadgummit. You can hear it? Oh, Cynthia said you can hear it. I can't hear it, so I didn't think it was working. So let's go back and pretend that I didn't say any of that. The great American philosopher.
It certainly is a big bun. It's a very big bun. Big fluffy bun. It's a very big fluffy bun.
Where's the beef?
Where's the beef? That's what I asked you, ladies and gentlemen. That wasn't nearly as smooth as I thought it would be. Not nearly as cool as I thought it would be, but you get the point. Ladies and gentlemen, where's the beef? Where's the proof for all these things? Thank you very much, Tom Donnelly, Emperor Rex. Where's the proof for all these things? Where's the beef? I want to know. Where's the beef? And am I a bad guy for asking where's the beef? Am I a bad guy for asking where's the beef? Isn't it more likely, ladies and gentlemen, and let's just talk here. Let's just talk. Isn't it more likely, ladies and gentlemen, and let's assume for this part of the program that ain't nobody trying to make some money. Let's assume that people are sincere. Isn't it more likely that a person who thinks they've been involved in the secret space program on the dark side of Uranus, fighting crab beings, might really have been involved in some MK Ultra, warping their head, and they never left the lab? Isn't it more likely, and I know Uncle Wayne did this, but this is way before I did that. It doesn't matter anyway. I'm not talking about anybody, but isn't it more likely that people that think they're channeling ETs just ate too much pizza before they went to bed, or they're creating things in their head, or they're talking to beings that aren't ETs? Let's just say they are channeling. Isn't the likelihood much more that they're not channeling ETs? Isn't the likelihood much more that they're channeling anything but ETs? Isn't the likelihood that instead of being involved in off-world slavery and human trafficking, that all of this nonsense about secret space programs and off-world slavery and human trafficking might be distractions for on-world slavery and human trafficking? Isn't it much more likely that a person who thinks they're channeling ETs is imagining that they're channeling ETs? I'm not saying they're crazy. I'm just saying they're imagining. Isn't it much more likely that these ideas of DNA manipulation at creation are just another packaging for the original sin lie? You don't have original sin. You got the spark of divinity within. You don't need salvation. You don't have to go to their Savior. I know He's the only one in town, but you don't need Him. Your DNA was not manipulated when you were created. You're not flawed. You're not failed. You're divine. You're sovereign. You're free. You've got everything you need to live life and life more abundantly. You've got everything you need to live in peace that passes all understanding. They're here to help us. Isn't it more likely that they're really not here at all? They're here to kill us. Isn't it more likely that they're not really here at all? Isn't it more likely? Tracy says, but the book of Enoch. How many more videos do I have to make proving to you that the book of Enoch is forged? Isn't it more likely, ladies and gentlemen? Isn't it more likely? This, ladies and gentlemen, this is the ET end time false flag agenda that you're talking about. And you are aiding it and you are abetting it while you think you're warning us. You think you're warning us about the secret space program, but you're aiding and abetting the end time false flag ET agenda. You think you're warning about channeling ETs and human hybridization, but you're really aiding and abetting the ET end time false flag agenda. You think you're warning us about off-world slavery and human trafficking. You think you're warning us about DNA manipulation at creation, but you're actually aiding and abetting the false flag ET end time agenda. You think that they're here to help us. You think that they're here to kill us. You think that you're helping us when you're actually aiding and abetting the end time ET false flag agenda. It's time to speak out. It's time to speak out. Isn't it more likely? Where's the beef? If these topics were removed, YouTube would go out of business. Somebody's making money. Everybody knows they're real. We love them. They're very popular, accepted, profitable. They're star makers. But they contradict basic logic. That's where we get down to this. They contradict basic logic, ladies and gentlemen, because Occam's razor says, that's logic. Occam's razor says, the idea that requires the fewest moving parts is right. Right. What requires fewer moving parts? That they're from a secret space program or that they're victims of MK Ultra that never left the lab? What's the fewest moving parts? Are they channeling ETs or do they have really vivid imaginations? What has the fewest moving parts? Is there such a thing as human hybridization, or is that something people are making up? What's got the less moving parts? Is off-world slavery and human trafficking less detailed and require more or less moving parts than on-world slavery and human trafficking? Is DNA manipulation at creation provable, or is it just another part of the sin, fear, and guilt, blood magic matrix? Are they here to help us? Are they here to kill us? Isn't it more likely that they aren't here at all and you're here to help your damn self? That's the problem. You're looking for somebody to come save you. You used to think it would be Plastic Jeebus that would come save you. Then you got a revelation and you knew it was Yeshua that was going to come and save you. I don't believe in no Plastic Jeebus. I believe in Yeshua. Plastic Jesus ain't my savior. Yeshua is. Congratulations. And then you realized, oh, Yeshua's not a savior either. And finally you got down to, if it is to be, it's up to me. Finally you got down to, my ship ain't coming in. I got to swim out to meet it. Finally you got down to, I got everything I need to save my damn self right in my damn self. You realize you're divine. You realize you're sovereign. You realize you're free. Congratulations and namaste, my brother and my sister. You finally realized that there ain't nobody here to kill us. Do we really need anybody else to kill us? We're doing everything we can to kill our own selves. Wow. We're here to realize the lies and the path to exiting the matrix. Isn't it more likely, ladies and gentlemen? This is the false flag end time ET alien agenda. Gosha and Cosmic Agency. This is a great, thank you, Tracy. This is a great example of what's going on. Gosha and Cosmic Agency. You know, I've had Gosha on a couple times, and I really wanted to talk to Gosha face to face before I talked about this on air, but our schedules got mixed up and I couldn't get to Laughlin in time because she was having visa problems. And frankly, I forgot because she left it because she didn't think she was going to be able to come. So I kind of wrote it off. But anyway, I trust Gosha. I believe Gosha. I believe Gosha believes what she's saying. I really do. I believe Gosha believes what she's saying. I believe Gosha is honest. I believe Gosha is sincere. And I believe Gosha has great integrity. And I also believe that focused life force energy is high consciousness on demand. And I also believe they give you a 30-day trial without even listing a credit card. I also believe that if you keep it, it costs less than money you lose in the cushions of your couch. Go to jeffreydaugherty.com, click on the fluffy logo, get 30 days for free. Cosmic Agency, Gosha, I believe and I trust Gosha. I also believe she's getting played. I also believe she's getting played. Gosha is involved, and I will say victimized, by a brilliant effort to deceive us while they protect themselves. Here's what's really going on, ladies and gentlemen. Here is what's really going on. Well, before that, if the Daugherty Pleiadians are really in orbit, then why won't they show themselves? And let me just say this, Donna, Gosha's not channeling anything. They talk to her through instant messaging. She's not channeling. Why won't the Daugherty Pleiadians show themselves? Why won't they answer simple and eminently answerable questions? Robert U.S. Invet, third generation, has sent them several very simple, very easy mechanical tech. He's a nuclear plant working guy. Why won't they answer simple and eminently answerable questions? Why won't they give us a photo of planet Earth from orbit? All these things they could easily do. And why won't they stop hiding behind Captain Kirk's prime directive? How many of you used to watch Star Trek? Show of hands. How many of you used to watch Star Trek? And Captain Kirk and the prime directive was the prime law of the Federation, apparently of the Galactic Federation that the Daugherty Pleiadians are involved into, if you believe that. And it says that you shall not interfere with the normal development of a race and of a culture. Captain Kirk violated the prime directive twice every damn show. And the Daugherty Pleiadians are violating the prime directive every damn podcast. Don't tell me you're hiding behind the prime directive when you break it every podcast. Show me a picture of the Earth from orbit. Answer a simple question. Show us who you are and what you look like. Send us a snap. Hell, send us a TikTok. And on Wednesday, we're going to be talking with Landon Bridges, TikTok expert, and we're going to be ticking off some TikTok cousins. It's going to be good stuff. It's going to be good stuff. Here's what's really happening. Here's what's really happening. Gosha is talking to real beings. Get the hell out of here, No Despair Bear. Never liked Star Trek? Oh, what's the matter with you? Gosha is talking to real beings. They are not extraterrestrials. They're from here. They're intraterrestrials. And they're worried about us discovering them. They're worried that we're too exocentric. I don't think that's the word I meant. Ethnocentric. They're worried that we're too ethnocentric, too into ourselves. They're worried that contact is imminent unless they take some drastic action to stop it. They're afraid that we're going to discover where they are on this earth. And they're afraid that the first thing we're going to try to do is kill them, catch them, prod them, poke them. That's what a prod is. A prod and a poke together is a prod. They're worried about getting prodded by us. They're worried about getting taken over by us. They're worried about us messing up their stuff like they messed up our stuff. And they're worried about us trying to kill them just because we don't look like them. They think we're too ethnocentric. And there's probably less of them than there are of us. They're more advanced than us probably, but there's less of them than there are of us. Are they living under the ocean? Maybe, I don't know. Are they living under the ground? Maybe, I don't know. Are they living beyond the ice wall on an earth that's much, much, much bigger than we think it is, whether it's flat or not? I don't know. Are they living in that place that Admiral Byrd saw when he went to the Antarctic? I don't know. Are they just living on some land that we don't know about yet? If the Plaguetan Tibetians would send us a picture of the earth, we'd know. But the fact that they won't makes me think that the things on this earth and around this earth ain't what we've been told they are, and they don't want us to know. Just saying, just throwing that one out there. And we are so sold on this ET agenda. And another reason why, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cousins of all ages, another reason why they're worried that contact is imminent is because every being, I don't care who you are or what you are, and every group of beings, even if you're living in a cave under a damn fir and are breatharians, not even eating anything or starting any fires, you're going to give off some electronic radiation. I don't mean radiation bad, but you radiate electromagnetic energy into the atmosphere. And pretty soon we're going to have these 5G antennas every couple of blocks. Now we got more and more of these towers going up. Now we got more and more of these satellites, whether they're being floated or launched, and that's not the discussion here. There's more and more electronic surveillance, more and more electronic reception than there's ever been. And sooner or later, those bitches are going to get caught. And they're afraid that us bitches are too backward. You have an energy signature, an electromagnetic signature. And they're worried about us because we don't play well with others. We don't play well with others. Maybe just us showing up. Stuff we got, they can't handle, or stuff they got, we can't handle. I'm talking about, biologically and stuff. So they know that we're bought into this ET agenda. They've seen Star Trek. They've seen Star Wars. They've seen Stargate. They've seen Battlestar Galactica. They've seen V. They've seen Lost in Space. They've seen Space Ghost. And they're like, these bitches will believe anything. We got trouble with these bitches trying to come on our... Let's do this. Let's pretend that we're from somewhere else. And we will talk to them. We'll send them information. We will make great podcasts for them to watch on YouTube. And we will give them information that seems to support the fact that there's ETs out there. We'll keep them looking out there, and they'll never look down here. Truck park. Brilliant idea. Get a team, go to work. They're leveraging the ET agenda that we've bought hook, line, and sinker to throw us off course. And they're trying to protect themselves in the most peaceful way possible. And even that idea on this slide makes much more sense, is eminently more logical, and is much more in line with Occam's razor than all that other ish that you guys all believe. Is what I just said more believable, or is this shit more believable? And of course, it might just be a dude in a basement in Omaha sending Gosha instant messages. Could be. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not even the point. Sort of is the point. But what you've got to realize, ladies and gentlemen, what you've got to know, and, don't believe me. I'm just some guy on YouTube. Don't believe me. Only I'm not the guy trying to tell you to believe him. I'm the guy trying to tell you, don't believe me. Do your own research, unindoctrinate yourself. But folks, I'm here to tell you tonight that the ET agenda is not what you think it is. We are being played and we like it. It's just the truth. We're being played and we like it. I'm here to unindoctrinate you. All these other people, the people that do these things that I've listed, they're trying to get you to accept their beliefs uncritically. And they're using broadcasting to do it. So I'm trying to teach you to not accept their beliefs uncritically. Maybe you go to work and you prove that I'm wrong. Would be so happy just to see you go to work. I haven't been proved wrong yet. I've proved myself wrong. Watch some videos from 5 years ago. All of these things. What do they all have in common? And why do we all love them? Everybody knows they're real. There's a lot of Benjamins being made. There's a lot of bun. Man, those are some big, fluffy buns. Those are great looking buns. But where's the beef, ladies and gentlemen? Where's the proof? What's more likely? I've told you and tried to teach you that when you see something, your first question should be, is it true? Your second question should be, isn't it more likely that, and then fill in that blank. This is the ET end time false flag agenda. People that are pushing this think they're helping, but they're aiding and abetting this. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what Occam's razor shows. That's what basic logic shows. That's what the facts show. And facts are, in fact, stubborn things. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cousins of all ages. I've spent 38 minutes and change talking to you about this. I'm going to give you a chance to respond. I'm trying to find a way to take calls because that would be awesome to take calls. And since we're talking about it, what a great time to talk about the rocket. Making sex great again. Overcoming male infertility. Overcoming erectile dysfunction and doing it for a great deal. It usually costs you 500 times 12 in a clinic. You can get your rocket, do it at home for a fraction of that cost. Go to jeffreydaugherty.com, click on the rocket logo, and get ready for liftoff. Let's go to the chat room and let's see what we got shaken. Don't get the Book of Enoch thing. Save yourself a lot of time. It's a fraud. It is a bogus book that was plagiarized. Period. And you know this how, Jeffrey? Have you been asleep for the last 40 minutes and 11 seconds? Exactly. We're going to probe them. Probe, and prod together is a prod. Should we be afraid? Why would you be afraid? The problems aren't from out there. They're right here. You're not waiting for an answer from out there. You've got all the answers you need right here. That should bring you the opposite of fear, ladies and gentlemen. Jeff, great to see you leave your childhood intergenerational programming. Well, it's been hard, but I thank you, and I'm still working. I'm still working at it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still working on it. Thank you. Far Out agrees. Paul was on the bridge of the Enterprise every Thursday night. Yeah, me too. Me too. Me too. What else we got here? I know we got some great comments in here. Or they're in Washington, D.C. They're not orbiting the Earth. They're in Washington, D.C. Jim Mack broke up with a girl when Spock died. Well, it wasn't her fault. It wasn't her fault. The Earth is flat, and paint thinner isn't dangerous to the lungs, kidneys, and liver at all. That has to be the strangest sentence I've heard in a long, long time. Nathan's thought that flat Earth is about the government hiding other continents. Maybe it is. I'm not a flat Earth guy. I'm not a heliocentric model guy either anymore, but I do have abiding respect for the flat earthers thinking outside the box, except for the ones that are still caught in the fear and guilt, blood magic control matrix. Get out of that Bible. You don't need it to prove the flat Earth. And she said it says there's a lot of maybes. Oh, like there's not a lot of maybes in that list that I just did. That whole list is maybes. This is called confirmation bias and cognitive dissonance. That's what that's called. That's what it's called. Bird is the word. I like that. As in Admiral Byrd. Bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. Military intelligence is an oxymoron, but they do have it. Absolutely. Let's see. What else we got here? I'm surprised there's not more profound comments in the chat room. I really am. What else? Boy, some of y'all crazy. If you pull somebody else's finger, I'm told they release gas into the atmosphere. Oh my. Hi, Marty. Bird was a good man for show, and Cynthia's stepfather was the yeoman for Admiral Byrd. I always think of Yeoman Rand from the Enterprise every time I hear that word yeoman, because man, she was hot. I'm not sure about this, Sorch's Tarot. She says they want to wipe us out before we do that to them. I don't know that they want to wipe us out. I think they just want to be left the hell alone. Viking Explorer's spidey sense tells him that these clowns have a secret space program. I don't know, man. My spidey sense don't tell me that, but that's definitely. And we're not saying it's not true, but we're saying we don't believe everything. We ask questions. No Despair Bear loves Space Ghost. Me too. I like him. Let's see what else we got. Here? NASA gets paid to create fables. Philly Bull's right. But what does the Department of Defense get paid to do with the $10 trillion they've used on nuclear weapons that don't work as good as conventional ones, if they're real? I'm just asking questions here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just asking questions. Nice to see you on Twitter, but I don't know. But XT, you probably got busy, and you know how it is when you're trying to type on a phone. Tracy can be a little harsh She is theorizing that Swaru did not get sent back to Daugherty, but that whoever was playing Swaru got kicked out of their mother's basement. Tracy, you are so bad. Marty says I'm more believable. It's not me. It's just logic is more believable than the stuff that they're asking us to believe, ladies and gentlemen. They're trying to do it in the most peaceful way possible. It is totally believable. Thank you, Viola. I think it is totally believable. Why do they fake all this crap? Who is the they? Who is the they? And I'm not going to say it. I'm going to see. I'm taking the high road. I'm taking the high road right here. It's not about which is more believable. It's more about what we know is the truth. Absolutely. I like that. Very well stated. Very well stated. Let's see. And that's the way it is. Some of the stuff makes sense and some of it seems off. Kind of sounds like the Bible, doesn't it? Kind of sounds like truth mixed with error. Isn't that interesting? Always question everything, says just the truth. Words to live by, ladies and gentlemen. Now that's entertainment. It really is. Surprise. It's Zool from Ghostbusters. I never saw Ghostbusters, so I don't know if that's funny or not, but I bet it probably is. I bet it probably is. I lost a whole bunch. Stay with me. I'll find back where I was. I'll get back to where I was. Just take it a second. Give me a second. Don't be so impatient, ladies and gentlemen. To be honest, the chat room and the comments in the chat room make me research. Well, I'll try not to take that personally. I think taking calls would be a great thing too. I just got to figure out how to do it. But this is possibly happening infinitely over and over again. Just looking into space proves that. The best of 74. That's an intelligent comment right there, folks. That's something that makes us think, yeah, that is interesting. What is space? Good question. Who wrote it and why? Better question. The ETs, the government fear coming back to invade are black people waking up to the reality that we came from the stars. So Space Ghost was black and he's pissed and he's coming back. Oh, that's funny. Black Panther from the stars. Oh, you guys kill me. That is so freaking funny. I don't know who Bob Lazar is. So what if there is no aliens? It's a big waste of space. Put on palm. That was good. I like that. That was funny. The E.T. movie made a lot of money. Yes, it did. E.T. equals end time. I like that. I like that. I like that one a lot. That's a good one. What else we got here? What else we got here? E.T.s love the rocket. I don't know if it works in their physiology or not, but they probably would like it. 7 says, don't trigger him. Oh, yeah. Let's use that because it's such a great idea. Sorry, 7. Ain't going to freaking happen. I'm the Rocket Man. Absolutely. Get a phone number. Use a phone with speaker. No, that's too ghetto. I can't do that. I'm sorry. And if you're from the ghetto, I'm not trying to be rude. Just, it's a figure of speech. It's a figure of speech. When the disclosure hits, the Pentagon will rob us for trillions more. What disclosure? You know why? You know why there's no disclosure about ETs? Let's see. The black Israelites from space. Why has there not been disclosure of ETs? What's the simplest answer? Occam's razor. Why has there not been any disclosure of ETs? Simplest answer, Occam's razor, because there aren't any ETs or they ain't interested in us. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We've become so dependent. We've doubted ourselves for centuries. Cynthia was just saying that earlier today, that we don't even trust our own instincts anymore. We don't listen to our own blink anymore. I got to get back on blink. It's been a while. You know all the answers. They come to you, but then you overthink it because you channel a freaking alien. Gee, money, Christmas, people. This is interesting. It's off subject, but Harvey Weinstein convicted today. Is he going to kill himself? He might choke on a Twinkie. He's not long for this world. He is not long for this world. Damn it, Spock, you made that man break up with his girlfriend. Spock would say, I assure you that was not my intention. Absolutely. The Antarctic Treaty randomly blurted out, but it makes sense, so we'll put it on. Jeff, what are your thoughts on Bob Lazar? I don't know who Bob Lazar is. And if I would to answer like Bernie Mac did in that movie with Chris Rock running for president, when Larry King asked him, whatever his name was, what do you think about NATO? And he said, listen, Larry, I don't know no NATO. I ain't about to get up here on national TV, talk behind nobody's back. I don't know NATO. I don't know Bob Lazar. I ain't about to get up here on international YouTube and talk about somebody behind their back. Damn it, Jim. I'm a doctor, not a bricklayer. That was a great one. That's a great one. What's the book of Enoch in reference to? Is it just to cover other advanced beings, or is it just BS? Just BS. Just BS. Now, there might have been an original book of Enoch. I'll tell you the book of Enoch really, really quickly. It was gone, lost in antiquity for 2,000 years. It was the Holy Grail. If we could just find the book of Enoch. Well, this dude, big fat British guy, that might be a little redundant, but he goes down to Ethiopia to find the source of the Nile. He was a chubby Indiana Jones type guy, adventure writer who just happened to know how to write Ethiopic. And he was short on cash, wanted to fund some projects. So he goes down there, comes back from Ethiopia with not one, not two, but 3 copies of the book of Enoch that's been lost in antiquity. He wrote them his damn self, gave 2 of them to kings, gave the other one to some museum, and he was a star for the rest of his days, and he lived happily ever after. You know, I'm not a flat earth guy, Michael. I'm not a flat earth guy, and I'm going to make a lot of people mad with this, but your senses, when we look around, what do we see? We see flat earth. When we stand here and close our eyes, what do we feel? Do we feel like we're spinning around? When we watch the stars make the same patterns over and over and over, do we look like we're stationary? Really, the question has gotten turned. We shouldn't really have to prove a flat earth. We should prove that one's round, going around in circles, and circles around the sun, and circles around the universe, and circles around the galaxy. That's what we really should have to prove. But I'm not a flat earth guy. But when they told me that the earth, which is 70% water, right? The earth is 70% water, 95% of which we haven't explored, by the way. The earth is 70% water. Water always seeks level. 70% of the earth is flat because the water's flat. I grew up on water. I live on water. It's flat. So how much of the earth has to be flat to call it flat? 70% of it's flat. I'm just saying, but that's not even my point. But then they told me that the earth is going around at like 1,000 miles an hour. And it's going around the sun at like 66,000 miles an hour. And I'm okay. But then they told me It speeds up and it slows down. If this cup of coffee is full and I go walking across Cynthia's living room, our living room, but for this example, I'm going to say Cynthia's living room. If I go walking through with this full cup of water and I speed up, it's hot tea. I speed up and I slow down, I'm going to spill red tea on Cynthia's nice rugs. And I'm going to get my ass kicked. Do you imagine what happens on a planet that's 70% water that's speeding up and slowing down? Can anybody say tidal wave, tsunami, bye-bye, sayonara, we're all dead? You got to explain it to me because that don't make no damn sense. That's all I'm saying. I didn't say it was flat. Don't know. I see flat. But I know that it ain't speeding up, slowing down, 70% covered by water. It can't speed up and slow down. That makes no sense. It's impossible for it to speed up and slow down and not spill. And if we want to talk about gravity, I just did a show about that the other day. I'll call in my friend Nikola Tesla to talk about that with you because it doesn't add up. That's all I'm saying. Jeff, are you a flat earther? No. I'm learning, I'm studying, I'm looking. But I know one thing, that this, whatever it is, ain't going 1,000 miles around and 66,000 miles around, speeding up and slowing down. That can't happen. Sorry, that wasn't triggered. That's just interesting shit right there, ladies and gentlemen. Walt Disney was a huge part of creating NASA. He was definitely involved in it. And Disney was pretty much a NASA propaganda arm. Yokohama Mike, right back at you. I lost my thing there. You rock too, bro. Do not accept beliefs. Everything has an agenda. I like it. None of us really know. And the more we know Cyclone King, the more we know that we don't know. Jeff, how can you say things today that you didn't believe 4 years ago? Because I'm not stupid, nor am I lazy. I continue to study. I continue to read. I asked Cynthia, I'm in here at least 12 hours a day studying. And if you study 12 hours a day for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, all of a sudden you'll say, oh, damn, that ain't the way I thought it was. Because a lot of times, well, everybody knows that the Bible's real. I don't even have to think about that. And then you start seeing stuff that says, oh, the Bible ain't real. That's why, ladies and gentlemen. Hello to you in Miami, Maria Mahides. Nice to see you. I lived in Fort Lauderdale for a short time, but it seemed like a really, really long time. But I liked it down there. I really did. I liked the weather. Fort Lauderdale, Miami, beautiful place. I actually went to the Church of Scientology in Miami. Long story. But yeah, nice to have you, Maria. Very, very glad to have you here. They don't have any picture. This is Jeanette. I will tell you this right now for sure. You don't have one unretouched photo of the earth. There's not one. And just think of that fact. How did this turn into a flat earth show? And why is it a flat earth show if I say, why don't we have even one unretouched photo of the earth? How many damn satellites did they got up there? How many damn times did they go to the moon? How many damn probes have they sent out into the universe? We got pictures of Venus. We got pictures of Mars. We got pictures of Neptune. We got pictures of Uranus. But ain't nobody ever turned the picture around and gave us a picture of the earth. And by the way, they don't have pictures of those other places either because they put it all together in composites. We could go to the moon, but we can't invent a damn camera that'll take more than a 2-inch picture, and we got to put them all together, and we got to match them all up. Come on, man. Just one picture. Jeanette, I hate to badger you, but we don't have even one picture of the freaking earth. Not even one. Just give me one. Where is a Tegetan Pleiadian when you need one? One picture. Well, it'll give away they'll be able to triangulate and tell where we are. So let me get this straight. You can send a electronic signal to instant message, but you can't send an electronic signal of a picture? If you can track, we can't worry about them tracking us down from that picture I look at, and you can, doesn't make sense. Y'all are from, where are you from? The Pleiadians. Surely you got some probes. Somebody got a long selfie stick. Just stick it out the window. Push it way out there. Click. They're not going to find you. Just tell us that you're not really from Pleiades. You're from the earth and you're afraid that we're too mean and we'll come kill you and take your shit. That's the truth. That's the truth. The secret space program, more indoctrination. I agree. Viking Explorer thinks that they do have a secret space program. Human cloning, organ harvesting. Viking, and I like this guy. I really do. I like this guy. I find myself liking this guy more and more because he's a man. He's not a sissy boy snowflake getting all upset because I disagreed with him. I like this guy. Viking Explorer. Could we have a human cloning and organ harvesting without a secret space program? I'm not saying there's not a secret space program. I'm saying I don't believe it until you show me some proof. And dudes regressed and chicks regressed, and that's not enough for me. I'm sorry. That is not enough for me. That's not enough to beam me aboard, Captain. Not enough. Do I believe Bird's story? Philly, I don't have any reason not to believe Bird's story. Why wouldn't I believe Bird's story? We believed everything else about the guy. He was a freaking admiral. I believe Bird's story. Yes, I do. Do I know it's true? Nope. But do I believe it? Yeah, I do believe it. I would be more satisfied with the podcast of debunking or destroying the whistleblowers than just straight up denying and dismissing them. Well, Shane, I got a great idea for you. Put it on your YouTube channel. Put it on your YouTube channel. Make it so. I think Picard said that, didn't he? But they use it in Ethiopia, the Book of Enoch. Well, if you have to ask me, then you don't know. And if one guy faked it, another guy could fake it. And now that it's been faked, they got him everywhere. Ethiopia, East LA, they got him everywhere, bro. TR-3B, triangular craft. You don't think we could have built those, Viking? I want to know why Admiral Byrd was allowed to say those things on TV. 7, it was a long, long time ago. And dude, we're watching the Picard series. 7 reminded me of it. Pretty good. Pretty good. It was a long time ago, and he wasn't allowed for long. And it's sort of hard to find those things. Jermaine, what are you saying, Jermaine? Jermaine says waking up makes us all a little crazy. Oh, here's a good question. I've been to Greenland. I've been to Iceland. And Galita says, Greenland, isn't it supposed to be green? Oh, I hope that you're being silly. But here's what they did. They're like, oh, Olaf, this place right here, it's really, really nice. We like it here. It's pretty. It's awesome. Not like that last place we went to. It was terrible. And Olaf, I can't think of another Viking name. Olaf says to Leif, he says, I got an idea, Leif. The one we like, we'll call it Iceland. Nobody wants to go to Iceland. The one that we hate, we'll call it Greenland. Everybody wants to go to Greenland. And that's true. So that's how you wound up with Iceland and Greenland. True story. At least that's what some dude in Iceland told me, and then a dude in Greenland confirmed it. I was there with Reagan and Gorbachev. They didn't know I was there, but I was there with them. It couldn't have happened without me. If I was somebody else on YouTube, I would say, oh, yes, I was the one that collaborated the Reagan-Gorbachev summit, and without me, it never could have happened. I was the one that put it all together, and without me, Reagan would have never met Gorbachev. No, the truth is, yeah, I was there. Support staff, but I was there. I believe the Greys want to take us over. I believe the Greys just want us to bend over. I don't believe you lost me at I believe the Greys. I have no proof that they're real. If you could travel, oh, Chris, see, I like this. And I like this, especially the He's like, if you could travel millions of light years in the universe, destroying a planet would be like, exactly, Chris. I like it. Michael wants to go visit the ice wall, but they won't allow him to. What about Nixon making a call to the moon on a landline? At least he wasn't like Obama. Remember that dummy? He got the phone up talking to it, and he's got the damn talking part up by his ear and the listening part down by his mouth. Like you never seen a phone before. Uh-oh, another mention of Space Ghost. Cynthia's like, I hope nobody says that again. The black budget. Is that a racial remark? Why you got to be racial about everything, Viking Explorer? Oh, I see. Just because there's black Hebrew Israelites from space, it's got to be a black budget. I see how you are. I see how you are. Of course, I'm joking 100%. God, there's a lot of comments in here. I don't know if I'll be able to get through these all. Oh, where are we at? I saw a good one. I want to get back up there. Damn, y'all got a lot to say tonight. And there's you still hanging out, so we'll just hang out. Let's see what else we got. Stay flat, says No Despair Bear. And all those planets are round and spinning, but the Earth is flat. I'll come back to that. And I'm not a flat earther, but I want to know. Okay, what else we got? Now this is the best place I can go right so far. Jeff's never locked and loaded, just like myself. Locked and loaded beliefs are stupid in an age of constant unveiling. But I am locked and loaded, ready to go. Ready to go. Let's see. Almost all conspiracy theories has some relevance because most of them are whistleblowers like you. Not true. Not true. I am the best in the world at what I do. I am le champion. You can't put those bitches in my class because they ain't done what I done. They don't do what I do. No, they're not. NASA should be CGI. I like it. Shane lived in Broward for a few years. NASA admits that every one of their photos, and NASA admits this, that it's all CGI pictures. And this is going to what Viking Explorer said. Well, all the other planets are round. How do we know? How do we know? NASA doesn't give us pictures of them either, except CGI. We don't know if they're round, brown, or upside down. What color is Uranus? I don't know. Never been there. Never been there. How can you be sure that the Bible was changed? If you know BJJ, you're way smarter than to ask that damn question right there. I watch some videos on this channel. Pick any video, throw a dart, and it'll tell you I'm going to forget that you even asked that. I'm going to get that off there before you embarrass yourself. NASA's a military arm of the Air Force. I'm not liking those glasses, bro. He looks kind of creepy to me, but, rock on. Let's see what else we got. Oh, there's the round and spinning. Viking, we don't know that. NASA tells us that. We don't know that. I live in Pinellas County. That's where I was born and raised, bro. No, the waves aren't good. We don't need no stinking waves. We got nice sand. We just lay around and look at girls. Who needs waves when you got babes? Let's see. Let's see what else we got here. Any amateur graphic designer nowadays can create whatever they want. That's true. Send it later after you've changed positions. I don't know what that one means. I don't know what that one means. Stay flat, my friends, says Jermaine Johnson. NASA don't do photos. What else we got? Quit spamming. That's right. Don't spam. Get him, Tracy. Get him. All the astronauts were Freemasons. How do you keep a secret if they're Freemasons? That's the answer. Francis Smith. Francis Smith. Francis, you put it in here. Ladies and gentlemen, Francis Smith, the lady with the white cat, found an unretouched photo of Earth from July 20th, 2015. NASA couldn't find one. Nobody could find one, but Francis Smith with the white cat found a picture. Anytime you want to show it, I'll be glad to show you that it's not an unretouched photo of the Earth. Tracy, are you saying Mars is green? We all know it's red. It's a joke. It's a joke. Donna wants her money back. Me too. She wants to go fishing. Why do flat earthers constantly repeat the same text for 30 minutes? Jack, you are not making any sense. You're talking craziness. Why don't you give some facts instead of just cast aspersions at my boys, my buddies? Why do you believe, I believe Bird, but why he was allowed to air it on TV? How many times do I have to answer that question for you? Rewind it and you'll hear my answer. No trips to the moon since 72. Interesting. Interesting. Pamela Jean saw a place where the sky didn't look like ours. Yeah. Yeah. I know, Sorcha, but I just can't. Sometimes I like to play with them. I do. Sometimes I like to play with them. Jolita, we already talked about the Greenland question. That was a good one. Very sad about Mike Hughes. Oh, he's the dude that blew himself up trying to shoot a rocket, right? Tracy's seen the photo, Jama. G Reporter says it's nighttime where he is, and he's upside down. Now, that was one of the things that I think made Wayne a little cross that day. Let me find something that's round. Cynthia, could you bring me something that's round? Barkley got a ball laying out there somewhere, something that's round. Because we'll talk about this, because this makes a lot of sense. This makes a lot of sense. G Reporter says he's down in wherever he is, the other side of the earth from me here in Kansas. And he says that he's upside down. And I tried to point that out to Wayne, but Wayne's like, no. And I'm like, yes. So if we get something round, we'll go back to that. We'll get something round. I don't know if Mike Hughes was a flat earth advocate, was he? Let me see. Because was Mike, and I don't know, was Mike Hughes a flat earth advocate? Was Mike Hughes? He was a flat earth theorist. You know, when I first saw that article, and here's about listening to your blink, when I first saw that article that he died, I'm thinking, if that dude was about flat earth, they might have killed him. But then it said that no, he was taking it because he wanted to ride it. And I'm like, oh, maybe he's not a flat earth guy. Dude, if he's a flat earth guy and he's about to send that powerful of a rocket that high, I wonder if he knew the Clintons. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's weird, ladies and gentlemen. That is weird. Flat earth advocate dies on his own rocket. Emperor Rex. To me, I'm like, he's going to shoot it up that high. It was supposed to go up not quite to space, but almost. He could have got some really good damn pictures up there. Oops. His rocket blew up and he's dead. How many times had he made rockets? How many times had he worked on him, fixed him, shot him off. I don't know. I just that needs to be investigated. That needs to be investigated. They didn't have CNN during Bird's time. That's funny. I wish I'd have thought about it. Let's see. You know what? You can't say things that you don't have proof for. And I wish that I could find you and take you off, but it's too much damn work. Let's see. This is good. And when Bird said that, there was 122 people in the U.S. that owned a TV. NASA connects to Freemasonry, Disney, Freemason, Warner Van Braun. Good stuff. This is good stuff. There's a lot of people here that know a lot of things. Let's see. Bird was a freaking hero. I tend to agree with that. G reporter was probed. I want to know if he liked it. We're just joking, right? We're just joking. He's back with a new pick. Let's see. Oh, it's even worse. His rocket didn't explode. His parachute failed. That needs to be investigated. That needs to be investigated, ladies and gentlemen. It needs to be investigated. And can I just say this? And I don't know Mark Sargent. Just because they use a name that's not theirs. You ever heard of Rex Bear? That's not his name. Doesn't mean he's fake. So you can't just throw that out. You can't just throw that out, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Viking Explorer, how many snipers have you talked to? How many snipers have you physically yourself talked to? I've talked to 2, and they told me that's bullshit. They don't do that. That's just my experience with actual snipers I've talked to, not things I've heard. Not things I've heard. It looks like we've got to the end of the chat and we don't have anything round, but that's okay. Valentine says snipers don't really do that. That's my experience, that they don't really do that. Let's see. But I mean, it's fun. It's simple. Pretend that's a ball. It's not a ball. It's a cup. But if I'm up here in North America, and I don't know what's right beneath me, China, right? Let's just say it's China. If I'm up here on top of this ball, and I'm standing up here, I'm standing upright, right? If dude's down here on the bottom in China, he's upside down unless he's walking on his head, on his hands. It's just that simple. It can't be any other way. If you're up here with your feet on the ground, walking around, and you're down here with your feet on the ground, walking around, you're upside freaking down to each other. You're upside freaking down to each other. Period. Period. Buck Rogers. Great name. There's no ETs. They're already here. They're legion. But I think they might have come from here too. They might have come from here too, ladies and gentlemen. All righty. Oh, Taylor Sight. Now that's a guy, Taylor Stye. Can I be a little bit stereotypical? Jermaine says radio builders don't look at it either. Taylor looks like a guy that might know a thing or two about shooting a gun. That's all I'm going to say. I don't, but I do. I do. But he says the longest sniper shot ever was well past the curvature of the Earth's supposed length. So how the hell can you shoot a shot that exceeds the Earth's curvature? Maybe it's the magic bullet like the one they shot Kennedy with? Or did they shoot Kennedy? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, when we were kids, I'd say dig to China. That's why I picked China. Cool story, bro. There's no direction or up or down in space. Well, then how come when they were on the International Space Station, they dropped something and it fell down? Oops, cut. I saw it. I'm just saying. All railroads are flat. What about the one? They're not flat. Come on, man. How do you take? I would disagree with that. Ooh, check this out. Greg sounds like that he's taken some Army training. And he says the Coriolis effect, I was going to throw that out, but I didn't know if anybody knew what that was. The Coriolis effect is not talked about in Army training. The Magnus effect is where the rifle's bullets spin, makes it pull slightly left. That makes sense. That makes sense. Wow. I love it. I love it. The Mythbusters are proven liars. I don't believe anything those guys say. Is anything we've been told true? That's a really good question, Donna. Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. They don't always, Mosden, which is an interesting factoid I discovered. All right, guys, we got to the end of the chat. Still lots of people here. If you have other questions, throw them in. I saw Jeff's gun is something up there. Jeff's going to get there in the end. Where am I going to get there in the end? Because wherever I go, that's where I'll be, right? Wherever I go, that's where I'll be. What else we got here? Anyway, I need to end this. I appreciate you guys. Flat Albert says there's been a lot of these dudes haven't done their research. No Coriolis effect considered at all. That's what the two snipers I talked to. That's what I've talked to. And James, go put that shit on your channel, not mine. Ooh, did you see that? I got triggered. I got triggered. Let's see. Great show. Thank you. Interesting stuff, man. Really, really interesting stuff. I appreciate every single one of you being here. I really do. This is the highest compliment I can ever get. You make me think. That's all I'm here for. That's all I'm here for, is to make you think, and even better, to think on your own. I salute you for being here, seeking after truth. I got to come up with a good ending that I can use every time. But the important things are to know that you don't have original sin. You got the spark of divinity within. You're divine. You're sovereign. You're free. And you've got to free yourself from the fear and guilt, blood magic control matrix. Learn to ask questions. Learn to question answers. We're the last generation of real humans. We are in the world-changing business, cousins, and that business is booming. And tomorrow at 1 p.m., we're going to welcome Halo Marquise from Mistech with some exciting new information, cousins. And David, just because you say it over and over and over doesn't make it true. And guess what? That's your last comment ever on this channel, bitch. And with that, I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, your friendly neighborhood Christian whistleblower and the unindoctrinator. Believe in yourself. Because if you think you can, or you think you can't, you're right. Stay classy. Omaha.